Hello and welcome back. This video is part of a Health 360 series and is the third and last installment of the Be Well, Live Well digital journal. In parts 1 and 2, we saw how to customize and use your journal, as well as how to use the amazing dashboards for each group of metrics. Here, in part 3, we will cover a couple of additional functionalities that I wanted to show you and some reminders to prevent errors and improve your template usage experience. So let's begin with the additional functionalities. First, show color coding. There is an optional yet very cool functionality implemented in the journal called Show Color Coding. Here, activated via checkbox in cell F5. When activated, every cell in your journal in the tracker section will adopt a background color to indicate progress towards or completion of a goal, or show that a value lies within or outside a specific parameter. Activating the checkbox will have two effects. First, a set of arrows will appear on column G. These arrows will indicate the direction of what is considered better. You can see that, for example, for the greater than or equal to symbol, arrows always point upwards because the more the better. The only exception in this template is, of course, stress levels, which the less the better. The second effect, which is obviously more important, is the change in the background of the cells in your journal. Let's go section by section. For well-being, energy and mood will have the following rules. Red means that the value specified is below threshold 1. Yellow means that the value lies between the first and the second threshold. And then green means that the value is equal to or above the second threshold. For stress, it has a reverse coloring because the lower the stress value, the better. So as you can see below threshold 1, the coloring is green. Between threshold 1 and threshold 2, the coloring will be yellow. And then for values that are above threshold 2 or equal to threshold 2, red will be applied. For the wellness section, green will simply indicate whenever you have met or surpassed the goal for the day, and yellow will be applied to indicate whenever you have fell short of your goal. You can see that this applies to every single one of the 5 metrics. Finally, what happens in habits? When color coding is activated, cells will be green whenever the goal for the week has been met or exceeded, and this color will only appear for the days where the habit is completed. So, for example, the habit that we added at the end. Looking at my goal, I wanted to watch TV no later than 9 p.m., 5 days a week. For week 1, I only completed it 3 days, so I didn't reach my goal, so no color coding is applied. But then on week 2, I completed it 5 times, so that means that every single time that I check the habit, it will be color coded to represent that this week I reached my target. The same will apply with every single other habit. Highlight date, as I mentioned, is a value that is there to facilitate the navigation in your journal. Once you have specified a value, either through the dropdown or by defaulting with its formula for today's date, you just have to click here on the Go to Highlight Date, and your journal will be automatically positioned on the column corresponding to the date specified by highlight date, in this case, September 6th. Remember, you don't have to set a highlight date prior to filling out your journal, it's just there to facilitate navigation. Now, one last thing, a few important set of reminders before we say goodbye. Let's talk about dropdowns, and more specifically, dynamic dropdowns. Dynamic dropdowns, for example, the ones used here on the energy, mood, and stress levels, are created using information from other cells. If you edit those cells after you have already selected an option from the dropdowns, your selection won't be updated automatically. You will have to manually go back to your dropdown selections and update them. For example, what happens if I change the min and max values here? As you can see, my dropdown shows a sequence from 1 to 10 because my min is 1, my max is 10. But what happens if I select 3 and my max has 15. Now, when I open the drop down, it goes from 3 all the way to 15. But as you can see, values below 3 are now really not valid, so values like 1 and 2, but they're not updated. You have to do that manually. My suggestion, once you have set a dynamic dropdown, just stick to those values. Otherwise, it might get confusing when you have changed the base values for the dropdown and then you see some values that might not be valid anymore. Second reminder goes for cell automation. Remember, if it's a cell with a colored background or a cell with a non white background, do not change that because most likely it has a formula. And if you change it, it means that you may break a functionality implemented. This either might cause an error or might cause you to lose some functionality. Finally, never ever use Ctrl X or cut and paste to move content around or copy content from one place to another. Using Ctrl X will alter formulas and or formatting and will cause unexpected errors. Consider using the alternatives paste values, which you can do by selecting a range, for example this one, and then going to the range that you intend to paste them. But then instead of doing Ctrl X, you will do Ctrl Copy and then go here to the paste values special pasting. You can also do that by doing Ctrl Alt V and then selecting values in this menu and then hitting OK. That's it. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you found these videos helpful, and if you did, please give them a thumbs up or leave a comment below. You can also subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading more product demos as well as Excel tutorials to help you create your own tools and templates. You might also want to explore the rest of the Health 360 series product videos available on my channel. And if you're interested in more productivity and planning tools, don't hesitate to check out my store by clicking the link in the description. Until next time, stay productive, stay awesome.